My name is Juan Hayes, the producer for this session. Without any ado, I'd like to introduce you to Stu Moore and Emre Hizal, who will be leading this session called Using Microsoft Fabric Workload for AuraDB to Make Product Recommendations for OneLake Data. Emre and Stu, the floor is yours. Over to you.
Excellent. Thank you very much for a great introduction. It's a pleasure to be back at Nodes 25. So in change to the advertised product name, I'm really pleased to announce that 2 weeks ago, we went generally available with our new product offering called Neo4j Graph Intelligence for Microsoft Fabric. So over the course of this very fast lightning session, Emre, the chap on the right with the really good-looking headshot, and myself on the left, Stu Moore, with the what looks more like a mugshot in comparison, are going to take you through what is Graph Intelligence. We're going to talk quickly about Microsoft Fabric and what that is, just in case you're unfamiliar. There won't be much point in talking about Graph Intelligence for Fabric without setting the scene a bit. But then we're going to hand over to Emre, who will give you a demo and show you exactly how easy it is to build a graph inside of Microsoft Fabric, and then take it from there. Hopefully we'll have time for questions at the end. Please ask in the chat. We've got members of the team. Ali, hopefully, will be answering your questions. So what is Microsoft Fabric? Microsoft Fabric is Microsoft's data and AI platform. It enables data engineers, data scientists, data analysts to collaborate in workspaces. You'll see a workspace later on when Emre is doing the demo. You can pretty much take data from any source, lake houses or warehouses within Fabric, streaming event houses, so data coming in from other event systems, Azure Databricks. You can have data Parquet on S3 or Azure Data Lake, and many other sources. And that is ingested into the platform via shortcuts. So within a lakehouse, you have shortcuts to other lakehouses or data sources. And data engineers can build pipelines and data flows. And then that data can be transformed and used in lakehouses and then consumed by Power BI, notebooks, and such like. So what we're going to hear about today is how Neo4j's Graph Intelligence enables you to transform data into a graph and then consume it through notebooks or through Explore or Query. And for those who are familiar with our Aura offering, you will see a large part of that here presented inside of Microsoft Fabric. So Graph Intelligence for Microsoft Fabric is a way of transforming and revealing hidden insights within your OneLake tabular data, analyzing it with Cypher, or using our GDS or graph algorithms to identify relationships and find hidden patterns. Graph creation is super straightforward. You can transform your relational data with a few clicks. The AI-assisted graph modeling presents a candidate graph model. You'll see that later. And then we have this really simplified experience for your analysts, data scientists, to explore, query, and visualize the graph right inside of the Fabric console. So bringing that full, rich Neo4j capability right inside the Fabric pane of glass. Obviously, it's fully managed. All the backend runs in Aura. You only pay for data sets whilst they're running. If you delete them, you're done with them. They can be disposed of, and you can write your results back through OneLake tables in your notebooks. So we go beyond, obviously, traditional analytics by providing our suite of graph algorithms. Clearly not going to have time to go through all of these, and there's lots of great content in Graph Academy. There's a fantastic blog as well, which I'll drop in the chat later on. But you've got pathfinding and search algorithms. These are great for supply chain use cases, community detection, finding subgraphs of connected individuals, maybe sharing personal information that has been stolen to apply for a credit card. You've got centrality algorithms like PageRank and Betweenness that helps you find the most important nodes, either in a network, communication point, link prediction, that fast follower effect, as in social media you see as certain individuals gain certain number of followers, they suddenly snowball, and suddenly you find these influencers have a million followers. So those kind of link prediction algorithms are a great way. There are 3 steps. You select your lakehouse, you select the tables that you want to create the graph from, and then you're able to analyze the graph. And there are 3 ways to analyze the graph. That can be done through our Explore, which requires no coding, so ideal for the business analyst. Then there's Query, AI-powered Cypher queries through our browser or query, and then Notebooks, where you can run the graph algorithms and write the results back to OneLake. Just quickly on architecture before I hand over to Emre for the demo. Aura Console is used for the administration, but the importer, explore, and query experience is presented within the Fabric console as iframes. They're all delivered via this Fabric workload that runs in Aura, and your Aura database runs in Azure, and then you use the data coming from OneLake and your Fabric capacity to run the Neo4j Spark connector. So the Spark connector does the transformation and the writing to the database. So with that, I'm now going to hand over to Emre to do the demo.
Hey, thanks Stu for this great presentation. Now I'm going to share my screen, and so I think it's visible now. And as Stu mentioned, I will start from the workspace page, where basically you can create your Fabric items. It's basically a container. You create Fabric items, manage your items, and collaborate with the other team members. So to create a graph dataset, Neo4j graph dataset, I click New Item, and I will need to find Neo4j graph dataset. By the way, do not get confused. The workload name is Neo4j Graph Intelligence, but the item name is Neo4j Graph Dataset. I click this one, and I will need to give it a name. Let's say nodes 25 demo. So we are waiting for the item creation, and during the item creation process, we also create a Spark environment that we will be running our import. So as soon as we land on the item page, we see Aura instance creation dialog, basically where you can select among available Aura regions, available Aura instance sizes. And so I click create, and in the background it will start creating an Aura instance for me. So credentials as well, and right after that we see a lakehouse selection dialog. So among these lakehouses, I will select the one that I prepared for this demo. And so after that, we will see a couple of tables from this lakehouse. I will select them all for this time, but you can select whatever table you want here. So after that, we extract the schema from the selected tables and then ask AI to generate a graph model for us from the extracted schema. So it will take some time. Hopefully it will give us a good graph model. Nice. I don't know how good it is. Yeah, it's not that bad, I would say, but it's not what I expected exactly. But it's also a good example because I can also show you how to edit the generated graph model. So for this case, I will remove order item and I'm gonna connect product and order with a relationship. Order will contain, let's say contains, and I will select a relationship table, and from this table I will select the mapping fields for from node to target node. And so this is actually pretty much the same experience as we have on Aura Data Importer. So it's, if you already used it, this is gonna be familiar. This is gonna come familiar to you. So I will start to import by clicking transform to graph. And yeah, at this stage it will, yeah, okay, we have multiple steps here for a import job. Initially we submit a Spark job and then wait for Aura instance to be created, and then we are waiting for Spark environment, and then we are running Spark job itself. So running Spark job part will take a couple of minutes, but for the sake of the demo, I will show you an finished item because it will take a couple of minutes. And so in the end, this is how it's gonna look. After a successful import, we will land on Neo4j experience we call. It includes explore and query applications. Basically, it's the same capabilities as we have in this products. So we can show the existing graph, and also we can query the graph here. And also we enable import tab here, which is where we imported and edited our graph model. It's still available, but it's only read-only. We just put this here just to show you the imported schema. And yeah, this is pretty much what I have for you today. Stu, do you want to add something on this?
Yeah, if you just stop sharing, I'll just share the final slide and then we can wrap up. We'll hang around afterwards to take any final questions. So go. So how can you get started? Have a read through the launch blog. Gives you a good overview of the product capabilities. I've dropped the link in the chat there for you. Just go to, if you're using Fabric, you can go to appfabric.microsoft.com. There's a free trial for Fabric if you're not a Fabric customer. So you can trial Fabric and our workload. We've got a LinkedIn Live, which is far longer session where I present more of an overview and a slightly longer demo. So that's us at time.